Hey everybody, just gonna film a little bit of my African tank before I go to bed tonight. As you can probably tell, I just threw some food in there. My Congo Tetras have been spawning like crazy all day, and when I actually sat down to do a little video, they've just gone back to their normal swimming back and forth in a nice orderly fashion. So maybe a little bit of food in the tank will rile them up again. Now I have added that water sprite there, the plant floating in the roots, and I really like it. It's hanging almost entirely between my two lighting fixtures, so it doesn't actually steal a lot of light from the tank, but it looks really nice, and I like the way the roots hang down. The Gourami seem to enjoy it, and then my Ctenopoma likes to hide in there too. So another change that I'm going to be making to this tank very shortly is one of my Snakeskin Gouramis is going to have to go. Excuse me. The male has matured. That's him right there, front and center. Well, back and center, I should say. The moment he matured, he just started harassing the female, and as you can see, she basically just hides down in the corner now, and as soon as she comes out at all, even when food's in the tank, he still pays as much attention to her as he does the food, and it's just not a tenable situation. Somebody's gonna have to go. I'm not intending to breed them. He's showing no signs of making a nest. He seems to just be harassing her. Today I did see them doing a little bit of that mouth-to-mouth type behavior, which is fairly typical with some Gouramis. So I think I'm probably going to get rid of the female. I don't think the male will be an issue if he's in there by himself. He's certainly not an issue with anybody other than the female. So we'll see how that goes. But the male definitely has the finnage. It's really starting to develop. His dorsal fin's getting nice and pointy, and his anal fin's actually starting to develop some really lovely color in there. So I'm kind of interested to see how that turns out. Of course, that may doll up if the female leaves. And then that, of course, is my Synodontis Eupterus. And he, and I say he arbitrarily, is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. He's only about a year old. So I suppose there's still plenty of growing left in him, but I was thinking he was going to sort of start filling out rather than stretching out, and he seems to still be getting longer as well as thicker, so he might turn out to be a little bigger than I was expecting him to be anyway. And I just got some chocolate zebra plecos the other day, and I think 2 of them are probably going to end up in this tank. This is not obviously a true biotope African tank with my snakeskin gouramis there. I have some Otocinclus in here as well. I also have a black ghost knifefish that's very reclusive. That's another South American fish. So I'm not worried about the biotope aspect of it. My concern is the water chemistry and whether or not the plecos will be able to live in my water. Now, all my tanks contain the same water. So if it can live in any of my tanks, it can live in this tank just as easily, so that's not an issue. When I call this my African tank, it's not because of the water chemistry, it's just because of the bulk of the fish in here are African fish. So if those plecos can adapt to my water, then they can live in pretty much any one of my tanks. I have quite a few. So we'll see how that goes. Like I say, I'm just kind of shooting some video, rambling about whatever's going on at the moment. And then here pretty shortly the lights are going to be going out. And I think that's about it for the update on this tank. I can't think of anything else particularly interesting going on. No more changes. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a black ghost knifefish a little bit. I was hoping he would make an appearance while we were doing this. That is just such an amazing fish. And this is a fish that actually is going to get quite a bit larger than I initially thought. I don't know why, but I thought it only got about 11 or 12 inches, which is still pretty hefty size for a 40-gallon tank. But apparently he might get up to 2 feet. or close to it, you know, 20 inches, 22 inches, something like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Obviously I can't keep it if he gets that big. So that's plenty off down the road though, so we'll worry about that bridge when we come to it. Alright everybody, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.